The governor's plan for a major statewide hike to the minimum wage is getting some pushback tonight.
An Albany think tank announced today a $15 an hour minimum wage could cost the state at least 200,000 jobs.
That report comes nearly 2 months after Governor Andrew Cuomo announced he's pushing for the plan for every state worker. Tonight, the group behind the study argues it won't quite have the impact the governor's hoping for.
We'd like to focus on what we think is the core issue here, which is how a $15 minimum wage will actually affect people.
The report from the Empire Center and the American Action Forum spells out a bleak future for the governor's proposal. The good news, the groups say raising the minimum wage to $15 an hour would affect more than 3 million workers across the state. The catch, according to the report, is the loss of jobs. 3 models suggest the move would cost New York 200,000 to nearly 600,000 jobs, and anywhere from 11 to nearly 37,000 in the capital region.
It's going to be a cost for businesses, and that means higher prices for everybody. It's going to be workers that don't get hired, and that's a loss for them. And the only people who benefit are those who manage to get hired or keep their job at a wage that's bigger than it would have been.
The report also suggests less than 7% of the increase would actually help households in poverty.
Where will the money come from? And in part, it ironically will come in effect from other poor people who don't have job opportunities.
If you work full-time, you shouldn't have to choose between paying the rent and buying food.
The push for a statewide wage hike is one of the governor's biggest proposals this year, and his office says the idea wasn't created in a vacuum, arguing this latest report runs counter to the findings of the U.S. Labor Department, noted economists, and past experience in New York. The governor believes the measure would lift more than 250,000 people out of poverty. Critics have their doubts.
Even at the low end, this is a substantial negative impact on a particular part of the labor force that needs the help the most.
Now, there are other reports already out that go the other way. They argue the governor's plan makes sense and would help jobs. But really, no matter how you look at it, we don't exactly know what is going to happen 6 years out when this would take effect statewide. It's because no one has a crystal ball.
Right. All of these reports are just forecasts, and any statewide wage increase has to be approved by the state legislature. The Empire Center report also looked at statewide hike to $12 an hour. And to check it out, we've got you covered. Just head over to CBS6Albany.com.